and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about my cloth nappies must-haves and essentials. I'm going to put it in categories, starting with things that I generally need for my cloth journey, but also things that have been like nice to have. If you are all about cloth nappies as well, I do recommend subscribing because I have got more cloth nappies content coming very soon. So if that's something you'd be interested in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now, without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first thing on my must-have list is just some good old vest extenders. Cloth nappies are quite chunky and large, and not a lot of vests allow for such a large nappy. So these just kind of like let you have that bit of room. H&M do some really nice long sleeved and short sleeved vests, and they just seem to work really well with cloth nappies. So I most definitely could not live without some hemp boosters. This is a Bell's Bum hemp booster, and you put it at the very bottom of all your other boosters into your nappies, and it holds so much like liquid. It can just make your nappies last for hours. I didn't get like a nappy bin that came with my nappies. Instead, I went to IKEA and I bought one of their large recycling bins. And what's great is when that's full, that's actually the same amount that fits in my washing machine just nicely, leaving enough space to tumble. I didn't realise how important just a net bag would be. I got a pack of 3 of these from Savers. This is the largest one that came in the pack. So I put all of my wipes. What can sometimes happen is because these are so small, the machine can accidentally eat them, and it has happened in a few of the cloth nappy groups I'm on Facebook, and it's just given me the fear because we're renters and I would hate to ruin the landlord's machine. So I cloth bag all of them up, and what's great is that I can actually hang this bag on the inside of my IKEA one and then just separate it while I'm going around instead of having to pick the wipes out of the bag later, which I really quite like because there's nothing worse than fishing around trying to find the wipes. I know not everybody chooses to go cloth wipes as well, but if you do, it's really worth picking yourself up this little cloth wipe wet bag. So basically, if you're going to go out and you're not sure if there's going to be somewhere to wet your wipes, you can kind of pre-wet them and put them in this wet bag. And then for any other kind of like dirty nappies that you change whilst out, and obviously you're not going to chuck them away, but you don't want them just loose in your bag, having a little wet bag to put your nappies in is such a great idea. So you also want to pick yourself up some cream that's completely safe to use on reusable nappies. So I went for Veleda. You are going to want to invest yourself in some good spatula that you can use just for nappies for when it comes to those kind of first solids, peanut butter poos that you're going to have to scrape off. When they're breastfed or formula fed and they're not having any solids, it's fine just to put the nappy in the wash because their poo is water soluble. Let's just run with that. When they start solids, obviously you're going to have to start the scraping business. And it's not fun, it's not my favourite part. You can get disposable liners that you take out and put in the bin, but we decided that we were just going to try and keep continuing with the fleece liners. So these wick the moisture away from their skin, leaving them feel dry. So this is another must-have. So while we're on the subject of liners, next you want to get yourself an IKEA fleece blanket, because you can just cut around one of these on that blanket, and voila, you have yourself your own homemade fleece liners. So as the winter months start approaching, one thing that we will start doing again is using the flask and just having that with hot water in it throughout the day. Thankfully, this little guy doesn't wake up for nighttime changes anymore, so it's just really for it throughout the day when it's kind of cold. That way we can have warm water to wipe his bottom with instead of freezing cold water. And this is our fresh wet box. No longer store all of the wipes in wet because we don't use enough of them and they ended up going bad. So instead, we just pour in water from the flask each time we use it. We always leave a little bit of cold boiled water in there. While we're on the subject of IKEA, it's also worth picking yourself up a sockapus, or maybe more than one to be honest, and that is just a really great way of hanging your boosters without taking up excess room on your outside line or on your pulley or even on your clothes horse. We're really lucky in our new place. We have an old Victorian pulley and it's honestly a game changer. It dries everything so much quicker. So if you have space to put one in, I can't recommend one enough. And a dehumidifier is a really great way of kind of getting your nappies to dry quickly, especially now that we can't really get them outside as much if you're in Scotland like me anyway. It will also stop any moisture and damp building up in your house, which can then lead to problems, which we have also experienced before. So it is worth maybe investing in a dehumidifier. But if you don't want to do that, instead the other option is to really kind of stock up and get a good stash of nappies going. For instance, right now this is only like half of my supply. The rest I've got a nappy wash just waiting to go on. So that way I used to run out of nappies all the time and it was really stressful. Now I always have enough to have some in the wash drying for 2 to 3 days. And I still have enough to fall back on when needed. Getting on to my not completely necessary must-haves. So this is actually a trolley from Hobbycraft, and I went for the lovely lilac colour. And this is just a great way to, one, display your nappies in an organised manner, but two, it also, if you have a changing table, it's about the same height, so you can have your white box, you can have your creams, you can have all of the things that you need to change your baby and make it so much easier. So yeah, we just love it. On the bottom shelf we keep all of the nighttime nappies, and then on the middle shelf we keep all of our pockets and daytime nappies, and then like I said, on the top shelf it's just like wipes, creams. My little guy has eczema, so each night we have to put on his creams, and it's just such a handy way of storing them without taking up an offensive amount of space, and I think it looks really pretty and adds to the bedroom anyway. So I think that's it for this reusable nappies must-haves. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment down below. I don't think this little guy's going to let me film for any longer. And I will see you all in my next one. Please don't forget to subscribe. I have more cloth nappy videos coming, like how I wash them and all of that. So stick around and I will see you all in my next one.